So we were discussing about the workflow. So first I said like workflow is like it's a three stages. One is trigger, process, and a workflow action. Trigger is like, so you have already defined a process. So in order to kickstart this process, what is the trigger? So we have taken the on-form submission. So I'm going to, once the form is submitted, I'm going to send a email, first email. So in this email, I'll be having multiple links like which course they are interested. Please click here. So animation or like marketing or analytics or like sales, anything like that. So based on that click, so I'll be sending like multiple campaigns. So we have this specific link. So for open, so I have this option. And let me first create a content because like the specific link, it will work only content and the form which has like, sorry, the content which has like multiple links. So let me just quickly create a content. So I've selected the open contact, clicked and specific link. So specific link, I can go and select which link it is. So let me select this one. So for each and every action, so I'm going to do another follow-up action. So for open contacts, I'm going to send another follow-up email. And for clicked, it's going to be a completely different. So based on what link they have clicked on it. And here is like another follow-up email. And for unresponsive, like I can go ahead and send a reminder loop. So like until the recipient opens, it's not like we are bugging them, but still like we are trying to reach the recipient. So first I'll be sending a email to them. Let me cut this one. And then I'm going to do a reminder loop over here. So this reminder loop, like we can set like a maximum of 3 reminders. So within the 3 reminders, in any one reminder, if the customer opens, like he'll be moved to the open flow. Whatever we have defined for the open, so they'll be moved to the open flow. And if in case, like if the customer, they're not going to open the email even after the 3rd email. So what happens is like whatever we have defined. So let's say like it's end of workflow. So we're going to remove them from the workflow. So I can just connect this. So if they're not responding, even after the 3rd reply, I can move them. And for the open, I can merge. So we have a merge component. So I can go and merge these. So in terms of process, we have like different types of process. So we have like a survey. You can send a survey campaign. And there is something called SMS. So SMS campaign, like I'll be talking about the SMS campaign. So we have like once this completed, next I'll be discussing about the e-commerce. Once after the e-commerce is completed, like I'll be talking about the advanced campaigns. So what are the advanced campaigns we have? So we'll be talking in detail about this SMS campaign. And if at any point of time, if you want to move a person like to a different workflow, like you can move them by using this component. And you can do an A/B test. So you can do a random split. So you can split the context like so if 100 contacts are getting into one list, so you can create different content and you can split them randomly. And conditional, so if the condition is satisfied, so let me just pull one condition. All right, so condition again, like it's a contact information as well as the recipient activity. Recipient activity, it comes to the email campaign, like whether it's a open, click or unopened contact. So those things, contact information. So if any particular field is updated or if this particular value, if a company name is Zilker or anything like that. So once it matches, so the contact will be moved to the true, and whichever contact is matching, not matching that contact, they'll be moved to the false. So likewise, you have like a 3-way and multi-way conditions. So we have different types of conditions over here. So, and from here you can directly push the contacts into Zoho campaigns as well. Sorry, Zoho CRM. So you can push the data into Zoho CRM, or you can create a task in Zoho CRM. So these things can be done. And once like someone completes, so this is like it's kind of a nurturing. So you're going to nurture the leads. So once the nurture is completed, so what is the end of action? Adding them to a list, because once they completed, they are the customers who are really interested. So you can then add them to a different list. You can shoot out a different campaign or a different workflow, or you can remove them from the master list. If this campaign is for the master list, you can remove them from the master list and you can add them to a different list, or you can add a score, subtract a score, update a field, or you can push them into Zoho CRM. So as I said earlier, like this is like it's for the lead. At any point of time during this process, if any contact converts as a contact, so let me just give an end of action. I can connect it, so it will be all will be connected. And at any point of time, if you want to give an exit condition, so you can have this. So on the right hand side, there is an exit condition. So you can give an exit condition. So if the, for example, so contact score is equal to 10, or like let's take like a 60. So if any contact matches this condition in between anywhere, so if I've defined like a 50 or 60 process, so in anywhere if a contact matches this condition, so that contact will be removed from this particular workflow based on the contact scoring. So now like most of you have a question like, what is this contact scoring? How to set a contact score? So I'll be discussing that as well. So like in next few minutes, I'll be discussing on that. And this is like just a workflow. And whenever you try to activate a workflow, so right now this is like a very small workflow. So like I can easily figure out which are the things I have configured and which are the things I have not configured. I can easily find out and I can configure everything. But if I've defined like a 60 to 70 workflows, like a process, so it's very hard for me to go and figure out. So when you try to activate it, it'll go and prompt an error message. It'll give like where exactly the error is. So 11 things has been missing. So I have to configure that. So once it's been configured, only then it will get activated. And today, like for a demonstration, what I've done is like we have created a workflow. So let me show you that workflow. So this is the workflow we have created. So like I'll be like displaying a QR code and a URL right now. So if you're using like an iPhone, you can directly open your cam and you can scan the code. Or if it's an Android, you can type in the URL. Or if you have a QR reader, you can use that. So you can sign into a newsletter. So you'll be receiving like 2 or 3 emails in the upcoming days. So it's just to show you like how this workflow is going to work. So let me display the QR code. So this one you can scan it, and if it's iPhone, again you can just open the camera, it will get automatically scanned. And if it's an Android, if you have a scanner, you can go and scan it. If not, you can directly use this URL. So we'll wait for like around like 10 seconds, and then we can go back to the same session. Right. So I hope like everyone has scanned, and I request you to just sign up for this. And it's not a junk email, you're going to receive it. Just like you'll be getting like 1 or 2 emails, like just to show you how this autoresponder is going to work based on the opens and click. Once after that, like you'll not get any marketing email or any junk emails from our end. So let me go back again. So this is like workflow. In related to workflow, if you have any questions, you can, again, like there is a question tab. So just like during the break, I was checking the question. Someone asked, where is the question section? So here is the question. So I just forgot the name. I'm really sorry. Like here is a question. You can just go ahead and ask the question. so that our team will go and help you. And next thing is like we'll be discussing about the e-commerce. So this was a question like one of the attendee, he was asking like when is the e-commerce session, and he wants to integrate Magento. And unfortunately, right now we don't have Magento integration currently with Zoho Campaigns, but it is in our roadmap. So the one which we have right now, the direct integration is like if you click on settings under integration, if you click on apps under e-commerce, so we have integration with Zoho Commerce, Eventbrite, Shopify, BigCommerce, WooCommerce. So next comes Magento. So like down the line, so it's on a roadmap. So we'll be discussing about the, we'll be checking the feasibility. So we already the feasibility is checked. So it is like in the developing phase. Once the developing is completed, next it will go for the multi-level of testing. So once we confirm everything is working perfectly fine, that will be live. So you can use it. And in terms of the other e-commerce services, like we'll be checking like which are the popular e-commerce services, and we'll check like whether the feasibility is compatible with Zoho Campaigns. If so, we'll integrate down the line. But the next immediate roadmap is like just for Magento. So let me go back again, Magento. So right now in this demo account, I have integrated like Zoho Commerce and my Shopify account. So I can use any of these. So how it's going to work. So let me show you. So once you integrate it, so if you click here and if you integrate it, it'll get you a continue page. Once you click on continue, it's going to redirect to the BigCommerce page, and it's going to ask you the credential. Once you add all the information, it'll be integrated. Once it's been integrated, this is how it's going to show up. So you can open any one. So let me just Shopify. So first it's going to show you the summary. So in the summary, there is a drop down of 7 days, and we are going to give you the report of, so in last 7 days, like how many orders has been placed. So what is the average revenue and what is the store revenue? So those information will be shown up, and this drop down can be extended up to 90 days. 90 days. And next like is campaign summary. So when you send out a campaign, so from here you can directly send out a campaign. So I'll be showing you on the promotions part, I'll be showing you that. So in that campaign, like how many contacts has been converted, and during the automated email, what was the revenue you got it, and what is the total number of orders, what is the average revenue. So these reports will be shown up. And in the store product, we are going to fetch all your store products. So whatever you have on your store, we are going to fetch all the information. So we have something called bad boots, camera, but no images are there, but only for the t-shirts. Okay, it's everything is for t-shirts. We have Ferrari t-shirts here. If someone wants to order a Ferrari t-shirt, you can go and order this. And next is like customers. So here is where like you'll be able to see all your customers. So who are the customers you have on your store? It's going to show up over here. And here is where like promotions. So you're going to create a promotion email. So you have so when you click on create promotion, you can give a subject line. You can select it. So let me mark it as demo. And next. So it will ask my template. So these are the few templates which we have. So you can select the template, any template. And again, it's going to be the same option, the same UI what we checked earlier. So I'm going to just keep it up fast. So it's going to show up all the products, and I can target to which audience I want to send out the campaign. I can click on next. So from this campaign, like how many, so what is the revenue I've got? It's going to show up over there. That is like promotion. And in the automated, it's like abandoned cart. So abandoned cart, like if someone, like if the cart has been abandoned for some reason, it can be a bank or it can be a server technical issue. So for some reason, if the cart is abandoned, so for them, like we can create a follow-up email. They can reach out to them and purchase. So once they purchase the product, so if someone has ordered today a Ferrari t-shirt, tomorrow I'll be sending you another email. So which is a BMW t-shirt. So you can go and purchase the BMW t-shirt as well. So I'll be doing like something relevant, like a so recommendation I can go and send, or other. So if I'm going to introduce any new product, I can go and send a campaign to my existing customers who are is a purchase. So I can go and target them. I can showcase them like what is the new product, how it's going to work. So everything I can showcase them. So they might be interested because they are my customers. So they know how quality is my product is. So there are high chances they can go and purchase my product. So this is like a e-commerce. E-commerce, like again, like it's a very small topic, but still it's going to give you like more information once you integrate your store and once you start working on it. So here is where like you're going to make money on it. So I recommend if any of you are using e-commerce, so please integrate it. So if it's like we have a direct integration, if not, so whatever the e-commerce service you're using, you can just let us know. We can see the feasibility on this, and if it is feasible, we can go and integrate it. So as I said at the very beginning, Zoho, we give importance to the customer's feedback. So whatever the feature you're going to request, we'll do a research. We have a separate R&D team. They will go and research on that. And once we confirm, okay, this product can be added and there will be no problem, then we'll go for the developing, and then it will be under the testing and it will be live. So that is how it works. And so if you have any questions in the e-commerce, again, please use the question option. So it is open for everyone. So you can go ahead with all your questions. So the team, so we have a couple of folks working right now. So they're going to answer all your questions. And next we'll be discussing about the advanced campaign. So earlier we checked only the regular campaign. But on the advanced campaign, we have like something called social campaign, advanced campaign, SMS campaign. So how this is going to work? So that I'll show you. So first we'll be discussing about the social campaign. So when you click on settings, under integration apps, so under social media, so these are the social media, you can get it integrated. So you can integrate your Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Tumblr. Once you integrate it, you can create a campaign. So we have like two types of campaign. One is page campaign and a post campaign. So page campaign is like on your Facebook, like you can use, so you'll be having an app for Zoho campaigns. You can use an app. So you can run a campaign on that particular app. And the post campaign is not something, but you design a campaign, you can post it on your Facebook account, on your wall, you can post it, or within that, on your account, you have a page. So you're maintaining a Facebook page. So within that particular page, you can go and post it. So anywhere, either on your account or on your post, you can post it. So this is one way of doing. And once the campaign is being sent, like you can share a campaign. So I believe you guys remember, like I was talking about, once a campaign is being sent out, you can share it on the social media. So this is the reports part. If you click on this more, there is an option called share to social media. So I can select like to which one I want to share it. So I can share it on my social media, and we'll be giving you the social stats. So what are the opens, what are the clicks, what are the views, clicks, so share. So those kind of stats will be shown up. And next comes up like an advanced campaign. So social campaign, like we'll be enhancing, like down the line, we have like so many things on the roadmap. So to be very honest, right now I'm not in a position to reveal whatever is there on a roadmap, but like there is a huge change is going to happen. So a lot more new features going to get integrated with the social media. So right now we have like a very basic, but like it is going to be enhanced in the down the line. So in advanced campaign, so that is the next topic we are going to discuss. So there are different options. So let me check. So we have like these many advanced campaign, and what exactly it's going to do. So first is like A/B testing. So if you are a regular into email marketing, so if you're going to evaluate a product, an email marketing product, first question. So every email marketers, they have a question whether you have A/B testing. So our answer, yes, we do have an A/B testing. So you can see here. So you can give a name. So you can do a test based on the subject line. So you can have a subject A and subject B. Sender detail. A sender, like I can set a campaign from marketing@zilker.com, and next address would be promotion@zilker.com. So I can send campaigns from two different email addresses and see how it works. Which contact is like which sender address is getting open high. So that will be the winner. And email content. So email content, I can create two different contexts, A and B, and then I can set a size. So whether like so if it's a 2.5 or like a, so it's 2.5. So if I have like 100 contacts, it will take like 5% of those contacts, and to that 5% contact, like 2.5% contacts will be receiving the A content. So let's take like subject line. It will be very simple. A subject line, and B content will be receiving like the second subject line. and we can run a test for like up to 1 hour. So if you want to run for 1 day, you can go and run for 1 day. But I don't think so. Like mostly, like anyone is going to use like 1 day. But we have like a maximum like 23 hours. If it's 24 hours, we'll go for the 1 hour, 1 day. And we have to so anytime you can go and run a test, and then you can go and decide it. So whoever is the winner based on the open rate or click rate or manually. So once you decide it, then you can send out a campaign. Like if it's a B is the winner, you can send a campaign to the B content. So this is like an A/B testing. Next is like RSS campaign. RSS campaign, this will be more helpful for the bloggers. So bloggers, what you can do is like you can add your feed URL or the blog URL. So here, once it's been added, so you can send a campaign to your customers. So you'll be frequently doing a blog. So like for example, like on a weekly basis, you're going to post like a 3 blogs or 4 blogs. So those blogs will be the recent 5 blogs will be sent as a campaign to your customers. So that is blog campaign. And next is like Zoho meeting. So Zoho meeting, like I can create a meeting from here. So so if it's a webinar, so there is no existing like webinar right now. So if there is an existing webinar, I can go and select it and I can send a campaign. So to my audience, and like people who are interested, they can go and register to my webinar. And once they are registered and once the webinar is completed, next I can go and send a campaign to the whoever is the attendees. I can go and do the send a campaigns. I can send a thank you. So right now I have like 400 plus attendees, so the trainers. So what I can do is like I can, so if I'm using Zoho meeting, so I can go and send an email to them. So whoever is going to attend, I can send a thank you email to you. And the same is for the GoToWebinar. The only difference is like GoToWebinar is a third-party application, and Zoho meeting is like it's an in-house application. And here we have a Eventbrite. So Eventbrite campaign is like, so if you have created any event in Eventbrite, you can pull in those events. So wait format. So this is the only event I have right now. I can pull in this event, which is upcoming, like probably like next week I have this event is going to happen. So I can pull in this event, and this event can be sent as a campaign, and my customers, they can go and register to this event. So that is like Eventbrite campaign. And SurveyMonkey, Zoho Survey, both are same. The difference is like, again, SurveyMonkey is a third party and this is an in-house application. So in Zoho Survey, like whichever you integrated. So if you pull in like whatever the survey you have created, it's going to show up over here. So you don't want to log into Zoho Survey and then send out a campaign or email from there. So once it's been integrated, it's going to show up over here. So you can directly send a campaign to them survey. So let me show the template, because we have a dedicated template for this survey. So if I'm going to select a predefined. So the survey, what you created in Zoho Survey, that survey URL will be embedded over here in this take survey automatically. So when someone clicks on this link, it will be redirecting them to the survey and they can go and participate it. And once they participated, we'll be giving you the reports like how many of them they completed the survey and how many of them they partially completed or yet to start. So these kind of reports will be shown up. So that is like survey campaign. So the same is for like SurveyMonkey as well. And Backstage and Eventbrite, these both are same. So if you have created any event in Zoho Backstage, so you can pull that event and you can send out a campaign. So the same. And coupon. So you can run a coupon campaign to your customers. So for example, like if I'm going to create a coupon, like so I can go and give it any subject line. So template. So I can go and select any template. So I don't want to use any COVID-19 template for this. So we don't want to give any coupon for them. So I can go and add a merge tag, and I drag it and drop it over here. So here is a coupon merge tag. So this will create a coupon. And if any of your customer, they're going to reply back. So if say, let's assume like this is like a buy one, get one or 10% discount. So you can validate this coupon code. How you can validate is like, if you click on campaign and advanced campaign, so we have this option. So I have mouse over. Here is where like you'll be able to validate the coupon. So if you put the coupon and check, you can see what is like whether it's a buy one get one or 20% or 50%, or it's completely free. So you can go and check the coupon. So that is like a coupon campaign. So from here also you can create a campaign for your store. So I have these many stores, like I have like Shopify. So if I want to send a campaign, I can go to send. So what it will do is like it will go and pull all the templates, like whatever the store products we have, it's going to pull in those products and it's going to send out a campaign. So it's like a two-way, like a two places you can set out a campaign. Like even in the e-commerce from here you can do it, and even from the advanced campaign you'll be able to do it. And finally, in the advanced campaign, like we're going to discuss about the form campaign, Zoho forms. So you can create a form. So we have shown like a Zoho survey. We have seen like how it works. And on the campaign creation, on the regular campaign, we checked how the poll works. But we are going to get a form. So this form is like something similar to Jot form or like Google form like that. So whenever you create a form in Zoho forms, it can be any form. It's going to populate over here. So this form can be sent as a campaign. So once like I'm done with this session, I'm going to send you a form today. So you can fill in the forms, like which are the areas I want to improve it. So you can share your feedback. So that is how it works. So this is like form campaigns. So this is like all about the advanced campaigns. And if in case if you have like any questions in advanced campaign, please use the question options. So we have the team who's going to answer your questions immediately. And we'll be discussing about the SMS campaign. So right now, like, so most of them, they are doing an SMS campaign. So you can integrate your SMS gateway. So we have like few gateways integrated. If in case, if you're going to use any of those gateways, you can get it integrated. So these are the services we have direct integration. So if you are using any of these services, so you can get a credit from here, from them. If it's Twilio, you can get a credit, and you can come back to Zoho. You can integrate the Twilio. Once it's been integrated, you can go to campaigns and SMS campaign, create campaign. You can select the gateway, which gateway it is. It's Twilio. So I can select it. And what is the content? So you can give a content over here. Once the content is created, recipient. So you can select the recipient. So if you're going to do an SMS campaign, so what we request is like, so when you, so obviously you'll be adding a phone number field. Along with the phone number field, so we request you to maintain one additional field, which is called country. So even if you are not using like the country code, so when you capture the phone number, if you're not capturing the country code, or if you missed out to capture the country code, so there is a secondary option which is called country. So based on that country value, we figure out the country code and we send out the SMS. So you can select it. So here is where you'll be selecting the field. So I'm not sure whether I have a list. So let me randomly pick it, because this is my demo account. I'm going to pick a random. Okay. So I can select. So this is one. So I don't have the country field. So I have to maintain a country field. So I missed out the country field in my database. So I have to add it, and I have to select the phone number field. So let's assume if I maintain the country on this field, so I can select this field, and I can save it, so that like once it's being saved, so like we'll be able to send the campaign out. So this is like a SMS campaign. And next thing, like again, like if you have any questions with the SMS campaign, or if you think I'm too fast, if you're not able to cope up with me, so if you have any questions, please reach out to the question section. So the team will go ahead and help you with that. And next, like I'll be talking about the contact scoring. So I believe like few people like you remember like while talking about the workflow, we were discussing about the contact scoring. So you can set a score for your contacts based on the action. So I can click on create this one. So I can set a score. So unique open is 10, multiple open like they are 20, unique click is 20. You can set a score, and whenever you send out a campaign, you can select the scoring so that like there will be a score field will be updated. So let me just quickly show you how it's going to look like. I'm not sure whether this for this particular campaign I've added the score. So my fingers are crossed. Okay, so I have the scores. So I can see here, so from 30, so 0, so this particular person like he's not interested in my campaign. So I can delete them. So I can filter out anything more than like a 20 or 30. They are the customers who's most engaging on my campaign. So this is where how like you'll be able to set a score and you can filter out them. You can create a segment. So contact score is equal to or greater than lesser than, so any option, so you can give a value so that we can filter out the contacts, so you'll be able to easily identify which contacts are most engaging on your campaign and who are the customers who's not engaging your campaign at all. So if they are not engaging, so they are occupying space on your account, so you can just remove them from your account. So this is like contact scoring. So next is like contact tags. So you can assign a tag. So if there is no unique field, so if you want to create a filter, but there is no unique field, so what you can do is like you can create a tag. Tag is kind of a label. So I believe like everyone should be aware about it. So it's kind of a label. It's not a field value. It's a label that you give. You can create any tag, any color, you can select it and you can assign a tag. Whenever you add a contact, you can assign a tag. So based on that tag, you can go and create a filter again. So once it's been filtered, you can go and target those audience. So this is how the tags works. And next topic, we are going to discuss about topics. So that is the topic we are going to discuss today. So like again, like you remember like this thing at the time when we create a mailing list earlier. So for Zilker, we have created a mailing list, and Zilker, they have like different category, like they have like newsletter, partners, Zoholics. So we have selected the topic. So topic, how exactly it works is like, so let's give you a summary. We have like two types of topics. Just give me 1 minute. Right. So this is like brand, product, and topic. It's a 3-stage. And if I'm going to change the so these are the two types of topics we have. So let's take like Zilker. So they have like multiple services. So they do online coaching, like they do like animation course, they do like webinars, they do like marketing. So they have like different products. So in terms of Zilker, those are separate products. So the brand will be the Zilker, and underneath the brand products. So for marketing, so let's assume marketing, or we'll take animation. So animation is one product. Within that animation, I can create multiple topics for that particular animation, and I can create a topic. So this is like brand, product, topic. And brand topic is like if any organization, they have like only just one product. So let's take like I'm not sure what example I can pick. So let's take like a iPhone, Apple. So Apple, they have only Apple phone. They don't have MacBook Pro or Mac or Apple TV. Nothing. They will have only Apple phone. So the brand will be Apple and the product will be phone. So they can create different topics for the product. So let me show you how it's going to work here. So I have created a, so this is like, let's take like, this is Zilker. Zilker, they have a brand, they are the brand. So within that brand, they are going to do a, so for the brand, they're going to do, so they'll be conducting different events, like for to the entire audience. It's not only for the animation customers or like the people who are interested in marketing or sales or analytics or anything like it. It is to the entire customers. So this will be the topic. So I've taken this as a Zoho. So in Zoho, like we have Zoholix, which is one of the biggest event of Zoho. So I can create a topic for the Zoho and partners. If I'm going to target only the partners, so like today, like I have like 400 partners here, and for different products. So each one they'll have their own partners. So they can create a topic for that. So they can add the contacts into it. So when Zoho is going to target, or when Zilker is going to target a campaign, so they can go and send a campaign to the entire audience, like who is the Zilker customer. They can go and target a campaign. Or they want to send a campaign only to the people who are interested in animation. I can create a list. So I can give a name, I can give a description, mailing list. I can select like which are the lists should be associated to here. So for example, so I can give anything. I can select the list. So these are the customers who are, so any contact which is added over here. So these are the customers who are interested in webinar. I can select it. And within this, that should be a primary list. So I have to select like any one primary list. So I'll take this one as a primary list. So if a contact is added to this primary list, even though if it's split into different mailing lists, still it will be active. So this is how you design it. And if you save it, so it'll be, so right now when I try to add any new contact, it'll ask me like whether I have to add the contact into Zoho campaigns, Zilker webinar, or if it's like a the analytics, or it's like a recruit webinar, so anything like that. So you can organize. So when someone unsubscribes, so this is the main thing of having a topic. So earlier when a customer unsubscribes, so they'll be given with the like they'll be able to see all the mailing lists. So in our cases, so for just as a marketing person, I'll be creating different mailing lists as per my reference, like test list or follow-up list or weekly follow-up, like that. I'll be creating different lists. But when someone tries to unsubscribe, so those list name will be shown up over there. Even though it is like I have created for my reference, this list will be shown up on the customer's end. In order to overcome that, so we have given this name. So here they will be able to see the topic, what topic, from which topic. So do you want to unsubscribe from the newsletters, or you want to unsubscribe from the promotional email, or you want to unsubscribe from the marketing email, or you want to unsubscribe from the updates. So whichever, you can go and select it. So based on your preference, you'll be getting unsubscribed. So this is like a topic. And if in case, again, like if you have any questions with the topic management, so you can get back to us like with a question. So we'll be able to help you. So this is about the topic. And next thing we'll be discussing about the settings. So what we'll be able to discuss in the settings. So first thing, what I'm going to do is like campaign policy. So for campaign, so Zilker, they can set a policy. So Lisa, she has requested like they want to have a content approval. So because there are different marketing people, so any campaign has been created by them, that has to be approved by the CEO of the company. So content approval. So first let me take content approval, then I'll talk about the email limit and the policy. So content approval. So I can go and add the users. So just to add it, like the content, they should be on a user level. And once you add it, so if any of these contents, so these are the users I have. So any of these users create a campaign, that has to be approved by the. So like, right now, just give me 1 minute. I don't have any users, I believe. Yes, yes. So what I can do is like, so you can define it. Okay, 1 minute. I'm in the wrong page. So you can define who are the customers. Like, so this is Lisa and this is he. So these are the person who needs to be approval. So they can go out without with an approval policy. So if I'm going to give that, so I'm going to give it. So this user who does not need any approval, they can go and directly send a campaign, because like I know this person very well. He's going to do his perfect job perfectly. But this person, again, like this person, like I have like a little bit of doubt. There might be some errors. So I want to have a content approval policy. So this person, even if he creates an approval campaign, that has to go across with the approval process within the organization. That is like the whoever is the admin of Zoho campaigns, they have to get it approved. Once that is being done externally, Zoho campaign is going to get it reviewed. Once after that, you'll be able to send out a campaign. That is content approval. And limits, like you can set a limit, like how many emails you want to send on a weekly email. Like a weekly, you can send like 2 emails, and monthly 4 emails. You can go and set a limit. So if you're marketing people, they're going to dump the customers like inbox. Like, so if they're going to send like 10 or 15, so the inbox will be completely flooding with the Zilker's marketing email. So if you want to restrict that as a CEO, like you can go and do this. So you can set a limit. How many emails you can go and set a limit for this. So this is like setting up a limit for the email campaign. That is next is like campaign policy. So campaign policy. So if anyone is going to trying to export the data, so you can set a password, because the file should be password protected. So it is like a security information, because these are personal data. So it should be encrypted. So for that, like you can set a password. So only when with the password that files will be exported. So that is what like the campaign policy, and you can change it like if you want. So you can set a self password. So anything like the self password is like at the time when you export it, you can set a password and you can share it to the customers or like within your organization, and you can share the password with them so that like they'll open the email. So this is like campaign policy. And next topic we'll be discussing about the domain authentication, which is something very, very, very important when it comes to email marketing. So when it comes to email marketing, it is highly recommended you authenticate your domain. So only when the domain is authenticated, there are very less chances the emails can be classified as a spam email. So for example, Zilker. So the domain is like Zilker.com. So Zilker is subscribed to Zoho today. So they're going to send out a campaign to their audience. So the email will be sending through a campaign server. So whatever the server we are using, so the emails will be sent from our own server, because Zilker server does not support mass emails. They have a restriction. They cannot handle like 100,000 or 2,000 emails on a stretch. So they use like we send campaign through our own server. The recipient is receiving an email on their mailbox. So let's assume like gmail.com. So sender domain is Zilker.com. Server is zcsend.net. Zcsend.net is nothing but Zoho campaign send.net. So that is like zcsend.net. That is our server address, and receiving it on a Gmail address. So there are 3 different places. So what happens is like the email marketing, like the email anti-spam services, they will consider this as a spam email, and there are high chances the emails can put into spam folder instead of inbox. So when you perform an email authentication, So Zilker, we give this, when you click on this setup, so we give this two information. So text record. So one is SPF and DKIM. So these two information has to be added on your DNS page. So wherever your domain is hosted, so it can be on a GoDaddy or Wix or cPanel, wherever it is hosted. So on your DNS page, these two records has to be added as a text record, so that what you're going to do is like you're authenticating whatever email from Zilker.com, which is carried by ZCSend.net. It is a genuine email. That is, Zilker is sending a campaign. It is a trusted email. So that when you do this, there are high chances the email will be landing just in inbox. So that's a reason whenever a customer sign up for Zoho campaigns, so it is highly recommended first perform the email authentication. So the domain has to be authenticated. So as a partner, like you'll be setting up an account for your clients. So first thing, what you have to do is like you have to ask whether the client has access to their DNS page or whether their IT team has access. If it's an IT team, you can click on this setup. You can share this information to their IT team. So you can send an email. So you don't want to copy paste or anything. Just send an email to the IT team so that the IT team will be performing the domain authentication. And within 24 to 48 hours, the domain will be verified. So if you click on verify, it will take 24 to 48 hours. Within that time frame, the domain will be authenticated. Once it's been authenticated, you're ready to. So right now my SPF is verified. Only my DKIM is still pending. So I have to see why it is pending. So it may take like 24 hours or it may take 48 hours or something like I might have done wrong. So I have to go and check that. So once the domain is authenticated, so the account is ready. Then you can add the contact, you can send out the campaign. Or if the client has access to the DNS page, you can ask the client to log into the DNS page and you can help them. If in case, if you're not able to find out like how to perform it, so you can click on this setup. So we have this help link over here. You can go through our help link, but still if you need an assistant, like how to perform it. So we have like most of the popular gateways over here, sir, GoDaddy, so anything like you have this. So you can go and check. And if you need any assistance from the campaign side, you can reach out to our support team. So we'll be able to help you. So this is like a complete walkthrough on the product. So right now it's a time for the question and answers. So if you have any questions, you can go ahead with your questions, like we'll be able to answer for questions. So we have already like 28 minutes delay. So you can shoot out all your questions, but for sure, like we're gonna answer all your questions. So this question, so like Rickle, he has a question like project. So let me project it. So how would I add my contacts when I would like him to be on a topic initially? So what you can do is like, so you'll be associating the mailing list. You're not going to associate a contact to a topic. You'll be associating a mailing list. So you're going to add a contact into a list. That list will be associated to a topic. So whenever you create a topic, so you'll be able to like whenever you try to create a list, it's going to ask you like to which list you're going to sorry, which topic you're going to associate this particular list, whether it's in a newsletter or whether it's in a marketing or it's in a promotion. So you can select the topic. So whenever you create a mailing list, it's going to ask you that question. That will be the second. So first option will be the name for the mailing list. Second will be the topic, what topic you want to associate it. Once you select it, next you can briefly explain why they are receiving this email. So I have like another question. So this is the question. Many of Zoho application requires DKIM setup. Is one DKIM setup is valid for all application? So to answer this question, no. Like each and every application, they have their own set of DKIM record. So it has to be separate. And if it's a SPF, like you can include it. So if you have created an SPF for Zoho Mail, so you can include the Zoho Campaigns SPF. So in one SPF record, you can include it. But DKIM, it has to be a separate record. So I have another question. So what is best used for segmentation and batch sending? So segmentation is like based on a condition. So let's assume I have a list of 200 contacts. In this 200 contacts, I have like 10 different companies. So I can go and separate the contact based on the unique value, the company name field. And batch segment is like we are going to randomly split the contact at the time when we send out a campaign, randomly split the contact into different sections, and we're going to send in batches. And if I got it right, so are you mentioning like it's a batch segment or it's a bulk segment? If it's a batch, so this is how it works. And bulk segment, I can answer for that as well. So segment, you're going to do it manually. So if it's a 5 segments, you can do it one by one easily. And if your database is huge and you have like 50 or 60 different companies and you have like 100,000 contacts, so for you, in order to create like 50 segments, so you can select like one company. When you select like company, based on company, you're going to segment it. So within like 2 clicks, it's going to separate all 70 companies into different groups. So you can target. So it is an easier way if it's a batch, sorry, bulk segment. So let me go for the next question. So here's the question again from Rico. So one topic can have like multiple lists. And so that is how, and the same contact, like one list, it can be associated to multiple topics as well. Is it possible? All right. So I have like another question can't see where to add topics. So in order to create a topic, so first you have to click on contacts, which is on your left hand side. So you have the contacts module. You can click on contacts module, and then you can click on topic management. So within the topic management, you'll be able to create the topic. And let me see the next question. So any questions? So workflow, what exactly it does is like uh, once a contact is added to a master list, within that master list, based on a workflow condition, we can separate them into different mailing lists. So that is workflow, we can do it. Bulk segment is like you'll be having a master list. Within that particular list, you can create sub list. So that is like a bulk segment. It looks like a sub list. So it's not going to move into a separate mailing list. It will be within the master list, but it will be a sub list. So it's a good question over here. So before importing a content, whether we have to validate or not. So it is highly recommended, like if you think the data is pretty old, like it is recommended like uh, to validate the contact before importing the list. And Zoho, within Zoho campaigns, we don't have a validation tool. So it is highly recommended that like you validate the contact before importing them into Zoho campaigns only when you think the data is old. If you are keep on continuously communicating with them, if they are like if they're engaging, then it's not required. So if you have a database which is like 6 months old, after 6 months, all of a sudden, if you're going to target a new campaign, in those cases, it is highly recommended to validate the contact and then send out a campaign. The only reason is like you'll be getting a high bounce. When there is a high bounce, it's going to affect your domain reputation. It's going to affect your email deliverability, and it is going to affect our IP reputation as well. So there is so many things involved in the bounces. So I have another question here. When a lead is converted to a contact, will you see please? All right. So during like the time when we create a lead sync, so it comes only in the lead. So when we try to create a lead sync, there will be an option. Once a lead is converted as a contact, whether to remove the contact from that list or not, you'll be getting this option. So it is always recommended to remove that contact because leads you'll be setting a set of campaign like you'll be promoting your product, and for context you'll be promoting like you'll be sending a like an updates or you'll be trying to promote a different product, not the entire product. So it is always recommended to remove the contact from the leads mailing list. So once it's been removed, the contact from the in the CRM from the leads, it will be converted into contact, and you'll be having a sync which is created for contacts module. So again, this contact will be added into the contacts list in Zoho campaigns. So I have this question. So do I have a solution to make a list? So right now, what I'll do is like I'll just quickly project my screen and I'll show you. So there is an option like where you can go and do a filter, like people who open the email or people who like bounced, like the contacts which got hard bounced. So all those things. So you can go and filter out. So let me share my screen again and I can show you. So this is my CRM, and let me go to the all contacts. So I have like around 20,000 contacts right now. So I'm going to filter. So I want to create a filter. So I want to filter out like I have sent like last 5 campaigns or like 3 campaigns. So I want to see who are the customers they open. So I don't want to have an individual report because normally you'll be getting an individual report under, if you click on this 3 dots, there will be a campaigns module. So you'll be getting a reports over here. So you'll be able to see like what is the template, what are the campaigns you have sent. So the reports, everything is going to get updated over here. So it's getting time. So the template, the reports, everything is going to show up here. This is one place. And second, if you open any contact, within that contact, if you scroll down, there is something called related list. So for this particular account, the related list is like disabled. So let me see. So let me just quickly show you on a account. Because I don't want to take much of your time. So let me log into a different account and I can show you. Contacts, and if I open any contacts from here, so here is something called related list. So we call this as a related list in Zoho campaigns. So for this particular contact, what are the campaign I've sent? It's going to get updated over here. But in order to check the overall report, what you can do is like, if you click on contacts, in the advanced filter, you can click on campaigns, and it's Zoho campaigns. I'm going to select as active campaign. I can type like 2 words. So, okay, this is one campaign. This is other campaign. I'm going to select like 3 campaigns, for example. I've selected in this 3 campaign, who are the customers opened. I can go and apply a filter. So I can go and see these are the contacts who has opened my campaign. So I have like 20 contacts over here. So these 20 contacts is going to get open. So I'm sorry, like there's 0 contacts, but just I'm projecting like there is a 20 contacts. So these are the contacts that have opened my email. And even if I want to create a filter for the opened and clicked, so I can do that, apply filter. So I can see this. So this is how it works. And I hope like this answers your question.
Okay, Santosh. Can you hear me?
Yes, Krish, I can hear you.
All right. Thanks so much for walking us through the session and doing a great job. As you can see from the comments, everyone is very happy about the entire session, and for the co-trainers answering the questions so quickly. So thank you all for doing a great job. And you know, as the attendees would have noted, there were certain things that Santosh had under his control that he did well. For example, preparing well for this presentation and making sure that everything was covered in full detail. But there are also other things that he didn't have under his control, such as the internet staying stable throughout today, and his voice not getting cut off, or the visuals not being blurred and all that. So luck was on his side, and yeah, those things turned out well as well. So thanks to you, thanks to the team for making this a great session, and thanks to the attendees who have been very, very cooperative, very attentive as well. So a couple of partners did ask whether we could sort of email them all these questions and the answers that we gave. So we've been speaking with the Showtime team, and we have found a way to do that. I'm sorry, it's going to be in the form in an Excel sheet format, but still you'll have the questions that every single partner asked in this entire session, as well as the answers given by different co-trainers. So it's going to be consolidated into one single Excel sheet, and we can email them tomorrow. So apart from being able to see a recorded copy of this video a few days from now, before that itself, you will receive an email from us with all the questions and the answers in an Excel sheet for you to go over. So keep that, and also make sure that you download the exercise sheet from the handout section on the left side, and go over that once you're done. So that should tell you how well you've absorbed what has been taught today. So just to recap what was mentioned a couple of times earlier today, Zoho Campaigns certification and assessment will be available only by the 3rd week of this month. So you have to wait for a while. The screen recording for the entire session should be available in another 3 days. So just give it some time. Thank you all for being such a wonderful audience, and do take some rest. Enjoy the rest of the week. We'll have to meet next Wednesday for Zoho Analytics. It's going to be a 2-day session, and then next Friday, Zoho Projects that will cover our project management solution. Remember that Zoho Projects is also part of Zoho Remotely, which has been rolled out to for free as a free bundle during these challenging times. Every user of Zoho Remotely will be able to use the software for free until June 1st. It includes collaboration tools like Click, meeting tools, Showtime, this very app that you're all using, as well as projects as well. So you can learn about that as well, and it will give you a chance to explain about how projects works to all those people who are using Remotely for free right now. So good afternoon, good night, all of you. Take care. Enjoy. Goodbye.